For today's video, we need to start off on the higher time frames. And what we also need to do is I'm going to start off with one of our indicators, which is going to be our RSI. It's going to be our oscillator, which has got some money flow included in it. Why am I starting first off on the weekly time frame? Because there's something fairly important that I think we need to note. The thing is that we have got a low and we've got a lower low on Bitcoin. Another thing that we need to note is that we've got a low on the RSI on our smart oscillator, and then we have got a higher low on the RSI. What does this mean? Lower low on price action, higher low on the RSI. That is a bullish divergence on the weekly time frame. If the price just wants to get a bit of a move up, I'm not saying the RSI on the weekly time frame all the way up to overbought. I don't really think that's doable, especially since we are in a bear market. But what I do think is that this can really easily flip up just a tiny bit, and then we could be seeing the price at around 70k roughly minimum. Next, let's drop down over to the 1 day time frame. Here we can see something which I think is fairly important. Let's remind ourselves, how can the price do a correction? First way your price can do a correction is by actual price, like the price drops down and then it carries on going up. And then another way is through time. In this case, on the daily time frame, we can actually see something fairly important. The price on the RSI has been dropping. We're even past the 0% point. The RSI keeps on dropping low, but the price is staying absolutely sideways. That is a correction in time, not in price. Therefore, those two main reasons, the two bigger time frames, I'm not going to look at a monthly because it doesn't really make sense, but the weekly and the daily, it does make sense that we could very well get some sort of push up. Now, you may ask me, up until where? This is fair value gap number 1. And then this, my friend, is fair value gap number 2. This first fair value gap was my first target, was the first place where I wanted to look for a short, which I am still probably going to look for. We've been saying 69, 70k since around 58,000. We are now still close, and these higher time frames are just confirming that we could very well get this final push up. Now, what happens if on top of that I trace a Fibonacci retracement from the very top down to the very bottom? Well, we can actually see something fairly important as well. 0.5 level is coming in basically halfway through this daily fair value gap, which this is a very important thing. We haven't touched yet, we haven't hit it, and there we never got to touch that fair value gap. Therefore, this would be a trade I would be looking to take. Now, because the weekly time frame is also bullish, I am starting to get some sort of feeling that we could very well go up to 72, 73,000. Why? Because we've also got a fair value gap, and on top of that is the 0.618, and on top of that, my friend, we've also got the value area high, which is this blue line right there in this whole, from this whole bottom price action from the previous range which we were in and now current range which we are in. It looks like as well, looking purely from the daily time frame, depending on how we close the candle today, we briefly lost the point of control, which is this yellow line which you can see, and now we are claiming back above it. We are climbing and climbing. Therefore, what am I trying to say to you? What does this mean when we zoom in, let's say potentially to the 4-hourly time frame? My point still remains. Where would I absolutely love, would it make my day to see the price of Bitcoin? If I see the price at 61,000, I'm going to be extremely happy because I'm going to look for that trade. 61,000 would be ideal place for me to look for my long, because we would be going below all of these lows and we would be grabbing quite a lot of liquidity. And on top of that, we would also be hitting a fairly relevant Fibonacci retracement level, which ends up being the 0.618. So that's exactly why 61,000 is a good place for me to look for a long. Now, having said that, what is my issue? The issue is that we've got a higher low, a higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Actually, not this one. This one's been taken out. But we had the opportunity to take this low and we didn't. Therefore, it wouldn't be crazy if we see the price at 62,000. That would be a potentially good place to also look for a long. Okay? Why? Because of the fact that this doesn't really look like it's got enough strength to get pushed down. Because we've got such a bullish signal on the daily time frame, because the daily is now telling us we're not really getting a correction in price, we're getting a correction in time. It makes me think that now my number one choice, the number one thing that I don't see Bitcoin doing is not a 5% move. I do see it getting a 4% move, getting some liquidity from at least this low. I would potentially look for a long. Now, if we do get this second push down, that would be amazing. I would absolutely love to get stopped out of this trade. So you might ask, so why would you like to trade this one? Because I don't want to be left out, because I know this is a very high time frame move. This is on the weekly and on the daily. I know this is going to be a very, very juicy, a very good trade. I am looking, if we do go down to 61, and even if we stay at 62, 15%, a 10% plus move. That is something I don't want to miss out. So am I willing to take the risk to go in early and get stopped out? Yeah, that's fine. Now you might ask me, cool, does this mean then I might also be able to average out this trade? Well, potentially, because we've only got a gap of 1.7%. So if you've got $1,000, $100, it doesn't matter what you've got to trade. Okay, let's say you've got 1,000. I might just take 500, and then once we make it to the value area low, I might take another 500. Does this mean my entry price is at 62,000? No. Does this mean my entry price is at 61,000? No. This means my entry price is at 61,500, bang on in the middle, which is not a bad price. So completely up to you, whatever you want to do. If you want to take the trade from this low, from this level with a tight stop loss, or if you just want to average out the trade, or if you simply want to wait and be patient. If you wait and be patient, fair enough. That's up to you. That's at your own risk. What we are now going to do though is turn on our indicators. Do not panic. Okay, I'm not going to sell you anything. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to tell you what I think Bitcoin is doing. Let's start by turning on the smart trend, which is going to show me fair value gaps and the overall trend in which we are in. And I'm also going to turn on our most recently acquired indicator, or our most recently created indicator actually. Another point why I would potentially like to look for a long at 62,000, because we've got an order block already on the 4-hourly time frame right there. But what's my problem with that? My issue is that we've created this order block there. Great. We've done the retest already. It's not virgin. It's not the first time we would be hitting this order block. Therefore, it's not as strong. Can an order block be tested more than once? Absolutely. Can it still be useful? Absolutely. But it's not going to be the most useful. It's not going to be the strongest. It's not going to be the best it could ever be. On top of that, we can even see we've got this little level where it says liquidity. It's not hard to spot. It's basically below this recent low. Therefore, if I do see the price go below this low, and even if we get really lucky below this one, and then start closing candles above this low, that would be amazing. That would be my signal to go long. What would my stop loss look like? Well, if we go below this low and then close the candle above it, something like this would make sense. A stupid stop loss, because it is really, really small. If I do get stopped out, that's absolutely fine. If I get stopped out, I know exactly where I'm going to look for my next trade. Let's have a really quick look. Let's have a really quick look at Ethereum. This one, yeah, this one. Why? Because we've got basically a bit more of a bullish structure. Saying what? What do I mean by that? Well, you can see there's two blue lines overlapping. You might ask, what is going on? We've got the value area low from this whole range. So from the previous range and including the range in which we are currently in now, the macro value area low is overlapping with a micro value area high. What does this mean? This means if we lose the price point of 1,830, that's not so great. It wouldn't be the best news for Ethereum. Does it mean it's the absolute end? We're gonna die? And no, it doesn't. It just means we would be losing a very big value area low, and we would be losing more of a local value area high. Therefore, how are we going to trade this? Basically as a sideways range. We've been literally going in a range from top to bottom, and now it looks like we've been getting even more compressed inside this micro range. Therefore, if I see the price of Ethereum going anywhere near 1,800, I would love to go long. Why? Because we would be grabbing quite a few liquidity points. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Okay, that's my mindset. That's what I'm going to be trading it as. Let's have a really quick look on the higher time frames. If I'm not wrong, we have also got a very similar thing. Let's hide the drawings, turn on the indicators. And yes, okay, the RSI on the daily time frame has been going down, while the price has been staying sideways, with actually a slight inclination up. That's a fairly bullish thing. Weekly time frame, we can see the exact same thing. We've got one low, we've got a lower low, while the RSI is doing the absolute opposite. We've got a low, and then we've got a higher low. We've got also a bullish divergence, and even a money flow divergence, which I can spot right there, on the weekly time frame for Ethereum. That's why I do think we could get some sort of a push up, maybe to this exponential moving average, 2,000, 2,200, where we've got a weekly order block and a weekly fair value gap. That would be an area that would make kind of sense for us to go and retest. Okay, that's my mindset, that's my point of view, that's what I'm trading like, that's where I'm putting my money, that's where I'm going to be trading. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Also, just before I forget, all of these indicators that you have seen, where I can see fair value gaps, order blocks, exponential moving averages, money flow, and all of this and all of that stuff, you can get access to in the description. In the descriptions, there's a little link. It takes you to our Telegram, where you can send a message to our support team and tell them you want access to them. You won't actually be charged. We're not even going to ask you for your email or for your nothing really. You're just going to get them for free, because we're nice like that. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow for another daily market update. Bye bye.